Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect 2. I'm Mr. Sturgy. And I'm soldiering on with this exciting Let's Play about Shepard's dating life. I was whinging in my last play session about how this is the least watched thing on my channel. I guess it's not really. It's not doing as well. For whatever reason, I do kawaii stuff. People seem to like it. For a while there, nobody wanted to see anything but Panzer General. Mr. Kritik was watching this. I haven't heard from him in a while. Yeah, but I've got some regular viewers chilling out watching this LP, making me feel happy. And we finished doing stuff on Ilium, which is also happy fun times. We've only got 2 loyalty missions left that I can think of for Samara on Omega and for Tali, which is presumably where the Quarian fleet's at. We got DLC missions and anomalies of the Yin Yang. So let's, if we can get an angle where I can see it, we'll go help Tali next, because, you know, Tali's a good person. And I don't actually remember. She told us something, got the worst memory now for what's happened to this LP, but she told us something. We can go in and double check with her just to get the background on it.
No messages for you, Commander.
Thanks, Kelly. It's really going early. We can go talk to Tali real quick and get a refresher. But basically something was going on with, I think her dad was in trouble, wasn't he? Definitely the Admiralty Board, which she described at great length in the first game. A lot of like world background that didn't seem particularly important at the time, which now matters. We also didn't really talk to crazy tattoo chick after dealing with her personal issues, so let's do that.
I needed to wipe that place off the map. You took me there to do it, and I owe you.
Yep.
You don't know what it's like, Shepard.
To be the bad man.
Like that following you. It marks you in ways you don't expect.
And believe me, Shepard, I know something about marking myself.
I've made a lot of hard choices, Jack. Like what to let go.
Oh.
Hard to walk away from it. You'd think it would get easier now that the place is a crater. But what else do I know?
You didn't kill that dude. Does that make any difference at all?
I never thought I'd see you show mercy. But you let a wretch live.
He was trapped in the past, reliving it every day. You showed how that could be me. I'm not getting stuck like that. I'm better than him, and I'm sure as hell not carrying that crater around with me.
Yeah, really, you guys get closer when you tell her things like, I never thought you were capable of showing compassion and mercy.
Do you think you're different now?
I got new tattoos.
I know that place is gone. But I still kind of want to kill every person I see. No offense.
You sure about this? I want to do whatever I can to get your head on straight.
Don't get all therapist on me, Shepard. You're not the couch type. I hate that stuff anyway. Bullshit, prison, psych. You did me a favor, and that's enough. More than I expected. I'll keep it together.
Flirty eyes. So I got Paragon points. I still haven't really decided who Shepard's gonna romance in this game. I mean, he could be loyal to Ashley, but consider that, you know, he and Ashley had sexual relations. Near as we could tell, they had sex once, right before the terrifying, life-threatening mission to Ilos. Don't know that he's like particularly committed to Ashley forever. But yeah, you definitely have the freedom to have a dalliance in this game, or start something more permanent in this game. And FemShep has the ability to start something to, you know, betray Cadence in this game, or Liara, if that's who you choose to get freaky with as FemShep. But yeah, we're going to talk to Tali, weren't we?
Whenever we have time, I've gotten the migrant fleet's location.
Why'd you need to go there?
Can you give me a rundown of the problem with the fleet?
The Admiralty Board has charged me with treason.
Oh, she's been charged with
If I don't get back
treason.
there to face the charges, they'll find me guilty in absentia.
Dad.
I'm scared, Shepard.
Nobody who knows you could believe you betray your people, Tali.
I don't know. They don't lay charges like this unless the evidence seems absolute. But thanks. I appreciate your faith in me, Shepard.
Is it because you're working with Cerberus?
I'm not working with Cerberus. I'm working with you.
Oh, I do remember this.
And
now.
I got leave to serve on the Normandy again. I have no idea what they're accusing me of. You'd think I would remember if I betrayed the fleet.
Though I do get drunk sometimes.
What happens when a Quarian is accused of treason?
There's a hearing, with members of the Admiralty Board acting as judges. My father is an admiral on the board. He'll have to recuse himself from judgment. I can't even imagine what he's thinking right now. The punishment for treason is exile. If they convict me, I can never go back.
Okay, we did go through all this
I was
before.
going to book passage on another ship. I'll program the Normandy with the flotilla.
Yeah, we're pretty much already there, Tali. I'd forgotten. Yeah, okay, so I thought I remembered it had something to do with her dad, and I may have just spoiled the mission, because it's possible that I remember that it had something to do with her dad based on actually performing it in the past, and not based on anything she said, so, oops. Or it might just be that I'm thinking about dads because Jacob's dad had a group of retarded sex slaves. So, you know, just guess sometimes that makes you think about your old man. So yeah, her dad's on the Admiralty Board and has recused himself. The Migrant Fleet. A fleet of 50,000 craft holding over 17 million Quarians. The Migrant Fleet is the largest array of spacefaring vessels in the known galaxy. Though Quarians on pilgrimage have visited most settled worlds in the galaxy, few outsiders have ever stepped foot inside the Quarians' ships. That should be, I just assumed they put the apostrophe in Quarians wrong. They actually didn't. Good for them. Decisions you make in Mass Effect 2 could have dire ramifications in Mass Effect 3. Hey, even when this game was brand new, they were already marketing Mass Effect 3 in a way that in Mass Effect it wasn't quite as big a thing that you're getting ready to buy the sequel that we're coming up with, right? Although I feel like we overuse Garrus. If we're fighting who I think we're fighting on this mission, then he'd be a good guy to have around, so. Also, he knows Tali of old. He would be a better character reference for Tali than anyone else in our crew. Yeah, I haven't used her in a while either, clearly. Again, AI hacking, fun skill, just doesn't have that many good uses in this game. So I guess we'll go with energy drain once we get it unlocked, but combat drone is a good one. When I played as the character class that uses combat drones and stuff in Mass Effect 3, I was using drones a lot. Upgrade contact drone, so it's electric shock damage as target's health, armor, and biotic barriers. Is ready to explode when destroyed. Pulsing energy that inflicts high damage on all nearby enemies. So, this one lasts 18 seconds, 18 seconds. I don't get what this attack drone does that's good. Armor and biotic barriers. Drone damage 40. Yeah, I'll go with the explosive drone. Whatever. And we're holding on to the rest of your points. And yeah.
This is Tali'Zorah Vasnima Naraya, requesting permission to dock with the Raya.
Our system has your ship flagged as Cerberus. Verify.
Hey, I'm
After
those
time
Raya.
adrift
Let
among
me
open
in.
stars, along tides of light and through shoals of dust, I will return to where I began.
Permission granted. Welcome home, Tali'Zorah.
No Raya does
We'd like
whatever.
a security and quarantine team to meet us. Our ship is not clean.
Understood. Approach exterior docking cradle 17.
Our ship is unclean. I have humans on it. They are disgusting creatures. So, we're finally going to Beta Z, or wherever the hell she gets her accent from, huh?
Captain Shepard, Tali'Zorah told me a lot about you. I wish we could be meeting under more pleasant circumstances.
Commander. Bitch. That seems like a dickish thing to say. And I don't think it's going to lead to more dialogue options, even though it is off to the left.
Tali helped the Normandy's crew out of many difficult situations. I'm here to return the favor.
Maybe it does. I think he just explains that they call the leader of a ship captain, even if that's not their actual rank.
Your voice carries weight. I wish I could do more to help Tali. The trial requires that I be officially neutral, but I'm here if you need to talk.
About
They're
neutral
charging you
stuff.
with bringing active Geth into the fleet as part of a secret project.
That's insane. I never brought active Geth aboard. I only sent parts and pieces.
You did what now?
You sent Geth materials back to the migrant fleet?
Oh yeah.
Yes, my father was working on a project. He needed the materials. If I sent back something that was only damaged, not permanently inactive, no, I checked everything. I was careful.
Technically, I'm under orders to place Tali'Zorah under arrest pending the hearing. So, Tali, you're confined to this ship until this trial is over.
Thank you, Captain.
Preparations got underway as soon as you arrived. The hearing's being held in the Garden Plaza. Good luck.
You know how much I like being confined. Shrink wrap and all that. It's just a thing. What can I say? Everyone's got little things that they do. Yeah, I think, okay, if I had chosen that left dialogue thing, yeah, I think it would have actually branched off, now that I think about it. But it was just an explanation that, this is all from memory, and I remembered thinking this was about Tali's dad. Now I'm fine. Now, he was involved in a project. Yeah, I think I sort of minorly spoiled. You know, it doesn't really seem that secure up there. I think I minorly spoiled the fact that Tali's dad's project has something to do with why she's court-martialed. But no, if you say commander, not captain, like a douche nozzle, they explain to you that the officer in charge of a ship is referred to traditionally as captain, regardless of their actual rank. Like, you know, if the first mate takes over because the captain dies, and the first mate is, you know, not a captain, then they get called captain, as long as they're in charge of the ship.
You should speak with Admiral Ran. She's waiting for you up ahead.
Ran Khan Cook.
I can't believe they're charging Tali'Zorah with such a thing.
I can't believe the first non-Quarians I've ever seen since my pilgrimage are here, and I'm ignoring them completely. Now, this is a pretty big deal for these guys now. You know, you don't look that strange to them because we're in the suits and they can't see us, but...
If Tali'Zorah can't even get a Quarian captain to stand for her, she's as good as convicted.
What about a human
Loyalty
captain, huh?
to the fleet is about more than just killing Geth. Tali'Zorah is guilty. We should never have let Cerberus onto the ship.
Hope you're not on the jury.
Tali'Zorah and her father are out of control. This is on their heads.
Pretty much seem to have decided she's guilty already, with no evidence presented yet. Yeah, I really kind of hope you're not on the guilty, the jury. The thing with the thing.
Tali'Zorah of us, Normandy. I am glad you came.
I didn't mean to,
I
but
could
the new
delay
seat
them
cover.
only so long.
Friends got a hug.
Shepard Vas Normandy, this is Admiral Shalaran Vas Tonbe. She's a friend of my father's. Wait, Ran, you called me Vas Normandy.
Yeah, you weren't paying
I'm
attention.
afraid I did, Tali. The Admiralty Board moved to have you tried under that name, given your departure from the Nima.
I don't really care about your traditions and culture.
I take it being associated with the human ship is a bad sign.
They stripped me of my ship name. That's as good as declaring me exiled already.
It's not over yet, Tali. You have friends who still know you as Tali'Zorah of Nima. Whatever we must call you legally.
I'm afraid we are legally required to call you that skanky slut.
You're an admiral. Does that mean you're one of the judges?
I'm afraid not. My history with Tali and her father forced me to recuse myself.
She's gonna be
I
judged
imagine
by the
Father had to do
potato
the same.
judge.
You'll see inside, Tali. For my part, I moderate and ensure that the rules of protocol are followed, but I have no vote in the judgment.
You will be tried by the Potato Judge. Potato Judge Justice. It's like a very obscure Conan O'Brien show. Didn't really watch much of Conan O'Brien once he was on the Tonight Show, but I used to watch him all the time on late night when I was in college. Potato Judge is a weird sketch that I believe in the many, many years Conan O'Brien's been doing 5 shows a week on TV. That one never repeated, and probably Conan O'Brien, were he here right now, would not know what I was talking about when I mentioned the Potato Judge.
I guess we should get started. Does Tali have a defense counselor? Someone who speaks for her side?
Indeed, she does, Captain Shepard. She is part of your crew now, recognized by Quarian law. And remember, an accused is always represented by his or her ship's captain.
Years ago, I used to be the ship
So,
captain. Can be
You
bruised
would
on a cruise.
actually speak for my defense.
You probably should have mentioned this earlier.
I'll do everything in my power to help you, Tali.
I've got
Thank
blue
you,
dialogue
Shepard.
powers. It's gonna save the
I
day.
could not ask for a better counselor.
Except
Our
maybe
legal
Troy.
rules
She's
are
got a
simple. There are
vaguely
no
European
legal
space
tricks
accent
or
like we
political
do.
loopholes for you to worry about.
And of course, she
Present
was
the truth as
Yara's mom.
best you can. It will have to be enough. Now come. I promised that I would not delay you.
Yeah, Tali's gonna be fine, folks. I mean, don't freak out here. I suppose it's possible. I shouldn't spoil it. Maybe she gets banished, and that's part of why she has to stick with your crew, and we spend the whole third game helping to clear her name. But nah, Mass Effect is full of very talky sequences like this that ultimately restore the status quo at the end. So I like it though. I'm very hard on this game the last play session or
This
two.
conclave is brought to order.
The Conclave.
Blessed are the
Sweet
ancestors who
America.
kept us alive, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. Keep us alive.
College law.
The accused Tali'Zorah
We do this
of
for
Normandy
honor.
has come with her captain to defend herself against a charge of treason.
Objection! A human has no business at a hearing involving such sensitive military matters.
Then you should not have declared Tali crew of the Normandy, Admiral Chorus. By right as Tali's captain, Shepard must stay.
Dumbass.
Objection withdrawn.
Shepard was Normandy. Your crew member Tali'Zorah
My
stands
blinking light is
accused
no
of
longer in
treason.
time with my
Will you
speech.
speak
Are
for
you
her?
okay with that? What's the point? Look at her record. How is that a renegade thing to say?
If it helps Tali, I will. But in her heart, she remains Tali'Zorah Vasnima, a proud member of the migrant fleet. I regret that our captain is forbidden to stand at her side today.
Nobody has been forbidden from
Bitch.
anything. It is a simple...
Lie to them if you must, Zalcoris, but don't lie to me and expect me to stay silent. The human is right.
Bitch.
Admirals, please. Shepard's willingness to represent Tali'Zorah in this hearing is appreciated.
Bitch.
Tali,
I mean,
you're
wait.
accused of bringing active guests to the migrant fleet. What say you?
Tali? Tali, you're asked a direct question. Fine, I'll keep talking.
How could Tali have brought guests to the fleet while serving on the Normandy?
She has
To
mail.
clarify, Shepard, Tali isn't accused of bringing back entire units, only parts that could spontaneously reactivate.
But
The
I
clone
would
is horror.
never send active guests to the fleet. Everything I sent was disabled and harmless.
Then explain how Geth seized the lab ship where your father was working.
Yeah, shouldn't they have mentioned this to her earlier?
What are you talking about? What happened?
As far as we can tell, Tali, the Geth have killed everyone on the Alarai. Your father included.
Should have mentioned that before.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, Keela.
Those go through it. Got a lot of noise, you knuckleheads. Look, my Smurf power. I don't really know that it's helping here, but I am compelled to say blue text when it appears.
I appreciate the need for this trial, Admirals. But right now, our first concern must be the safety of the migrant fleet.
Yeah, seriously, what the fuck are we doing here?
The Normandy stands
You
ready
guys
to
don't
assist
even
in
have like
whatever capacity
powdered
necessary.
wigs or robes to look like judges.
Quarian strike teams have attempted to retake the ship, so far without success.
Shepard, we have to take back the Alarai.
The safest course would be to simply destroy the ship. But if you are looking for an honorable death instead of exile...
Guys,
I'm
oh my god,
looking
heal.
for my father, you Bashtet!
Ooh, Bashtet must mean douchebag.
From the Geth. This proposal is extremely dangerous.
Seriously, we're gonna like... We're gonna stand here and pretend that we're gonna have a trial when no matter what our dialogue choices we do, we're going straight into a combat mission anyway. I don't get it, guys. Why are we pretending to have a trial? Also, I want you to bear this mission in mind when you realize, folks, well... never mind. I was about to comment on an interesting way that you could do this mission, but I can't do it without spoiling something that haven't done yet, so... But, I'll have to remember later on, when there's no more spoilers to be had, that, this mission becomes even more ridiculous, if you do it a certain other way that I'm not going to talk about just yet.
With your permission, Admirals, yes. The good of the fleet must come first. And Tali needs to find her father.
Agreed. And if you die on this worthy mission, Tali, we will see that your name is cleared of these charges.
We can discuss that later.
Then it is decided.
Red suit dude just wants her to die no matter what.
You are hereby given leave to depart the Raya. A shuttle will be waiting at the secondary docking hangar. Be safe, Tali. This hearing will resume upon your return, or upon determination that you have been killed in action.
Sounds good to me. Let's go. Garrus, you got anything to add, buddy? No? Okay. That was a meaningful look they exchanged, except that you couldn't see any of their eyes.
Thank you for agreeing to take back the Alarai, Shepard. The Admiral sounds sure that my father is already dead, but... I don't know. We won't know anything until we get there.
Should we talk to people? Or should we remain as islands, isolated, and to ourselves?
How are you holding up? They just threw a lot of fire at you, even before telling you about your father.
It's kind of a jerk
I knew
move.
this would be bad, but I guess you're never really prepared to be charged with treason.
I don't know,
And
cool, but...
my father, I don't know. He could still be alive. They don't know for certain that he's dead. I just don't know, Shepard, and I need to find out.
Yeah, your father's gonna be dead, Tali. I mean, come on.
Is there anyone here you want to talk to before we go?
We can talk with the Admirals. It might help us to see what their viewpoints are.
What do we care?
I
It's
doubt
gonna be
we'll
a shoot-em-up
change
mission with the
anyone's mind by
Geth.
talking to them privately.
Let's go.
Right. The sooner we get to the Alarai, the sooner we'll know what happened.
Shepard,
Right,
the secondary
Garrus?
docking hangar is through the conclave chamber where you are now. The shuttle they have provided is unarmed.
Understood.
Whatever Geth are on the Alarai have likely built more of themselves. Expect heavy resistance.
You set me up, Shala. You told Captain Donna not to say anything? I don't hear that my father may be dead until I'm in the trial? Why?
The Admirals needed to hear the shock in your voice, Tali. Otherwise, they might not have let you try to retake
I am
Tali.
the shock master.
That is your best chance at recovering evidence that can exonerate you. I am sorry. We cannot afford sensitivity, Tali.
Cool.
I know you're trying to help her, Admiral, but that was over the line.
Seriously.
She has
That
nobody
made
else
me
to
so
speak
upset.
for her, Shepard. I am doing everything in my power. That's what her father would have wanted.
That is not
Don't say it
acceptable.
like
I am
He could
infuriated
still be
by
alive
this.
on that ship.
You should get to the Alarai soon. Is there anything else I can tell you?
What do you know about
What
lab
can you tell us
ships?
about the Alarai?
Not much, I'm afraid. Tali'Zorah only said that he was researching new defense technology.
He told me only that he needed any Geth parts or pieces I found. I assumed he was testing weapons on Geth components.
We knew nothing until the
What do you know about
Alarai
making
sent
assumptions?
distress
Do you know they were making an ass out of you and me?
went dead.
Or umption?
We didn't even know about the Geth until a boarding team was attacked.
You're saying there's no data about the inside of the ship.
That's exactly what I am saying. The Marines who survived and escaped saw bodies in the halls. We must assume the worst.
We must
No,
assume it was
we don't.
the heavenly bodies. We must assume that Doctor of Desire Tom Pritchard and the Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey are both dead aboard that
Since before Riel was an admiral. 25 or 30 years, I'd guess. I was there when Tali was born.
That's over
Her
70
mother
years
and
ago.
I
We
had
live a long
set up
time,
our
Shepard.
suits so we could be in the same open-air room. I was sick for a week, but it was worth it. I was the one who took Tali.
I'm one of only 3 people who know what Tali looks like.
She cried so hard.
Oh, what a bubble. How do you guys get born? I've never really known about all this stuff.
I don't understand. You put your children in bubbles?
Environmental units.
Yes, we have dinosaurs who blow bubbles that then touch our children and cause them to float to the top of the screen.
The bubbles let parents take their children out of the clean room safely. We don't wear suits until adolescence.
There's a celebration when a child gets her first suit. It's a coming of age.
What about Tali's 4 fathers and her 4 mothers?
I'm not hearing much about Rael's involvement in Tali's life.
Well, you asked us about the fucking bubbles, Shepard. We weren't going to tell you about that.
It's all right, Hanshala. No secrets between shipmates. I think I told Shepard about my father.
Yeah, at length.
Riel was committed to the Quarian cause. That didn't leave him a lot of time for his family. He wanted to give Tali and her mother the home world, or a strong fleet at least.
No, something.
That was how he showed his love.
You mentioned the bubble.
What kind of evidence will carry weight with the admirals?
Heavy evidence.
Tali,
Made
you
of lead.
admitted to sending Geth parts to your father for his project.
Yes, but never anything that could have come back online on its own. I took every possible precaution.
He would have had to work really hard to create an army of murderers, Geth.
Something that proves you were careful. Something that proves that this is all just a terrible accident that nobody could have foreseen.
Or that it's all your father's fault.
There seem to be some other arguments going on among the admirals.
You caught that? Yes, the Geth's presence makes this a touchy issue.
You caught that? Oh yes, I know of a subtle.
To determine whether to focus on colonial development or attempt to retake the home world.
You're thinking of war with the Geth?
I am not, Tali, but others are.
It's a bad idea. You should be thinking about war with the Geth.
I know the migrant fleet is formidable, but even you can't take on the Geth.
Oh, come on, Shepard. You used to kill Geth by the hundreds.
We want our world back. We have paid enough for our mistakes.
We're bringing sexy
I'm not
back.
giving you my opinion. I'm telling you which way the wind is blowing.
Inside my suit. And it's blowing from my butt.
We should move on.
Good luck on the Alarai.
Who's your swarthy friend back there? The one in the blue suit.
I didn't expect it.
So here's the nice guy general, admiral.
Tali, I'm glad Admiral Ran got you leave to hit the Alarai. Hopefully you'll find something that clears your name.
I'm more concerned with finding my father, Admiral.
I wish you luck. Blow up some Geth on the way. And your Captain Shepard, Admiral Hangarel Vasnima.
I'm Major Zero, and I'm wishing you good luck on your virtuous mission.
Glad to see Tali's captain knows how to handle a courtroom.
Whatever. Did you know that James Bond is the best thing that's been happening in film? And the best thing that's been happening in frozen treats is Mr. Freezer bars. They're as much fun to squeeze as
I believe I'm innocent, don't you, Admiral?
I know you and your father. You put too much of yourselves into this fleet to do anything to jeopardize our safety. And you're both smart enough not to make mistakes like the ones they're saying you made.
Seriously, why is there a Quarian with a British accent?
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Nothing good. We sent some of our best Marines into that hellhole. Damn few made it back. Whatever
Jerry
way
put
it
up
was
a
steered,
hell of a
blew up in
defense
his
there.
face. Ship is crawling with Geth. Don't go in expecting survivors.
Admiral, my father, your friend, is on that ship.
I know that, Tali, but if
Chickadee
Shala hadn't
boo.
suggested you might volunteer, we'd already have destroyed the Alarai. That's where we stand.
Don't tell me I haven't fought before. I piled up my dead mates for sandbags for king and country.
Can you tell me about the other admirals? Anything that might help me change their
Why is
minds
the one
about
in the
Tali?
red outfit such a jerk?
One you didn't recognize, Tali, is Admiral Zen. She's on the fence. She takes fleet safety very seriously. On the other hand, she's always been in favor of studying the Geth. hope she sees the benefits of Rael's research. Admiral Corris is the same whining suit wetter he always was.
No, there's a real tosser, that one. We used to beat him up at school.
You disagree with Admiral Corris's policies, I'm guessing. Or is it personal?
The man is a damn Geth apologist. Thinks we were wrong to try to destroy them centuries ago. He wants us to search for new colony possibilities instead of taking back the home world. Any research on the Geth makes him angry. You don't have much of a chance with him, I'm afraid.
You and Tali's father go back a long ways?
We served together on the gunship Yaska during a bad Batarian raid. We were kids, serving
Yeah, we were down there together, fighting the Bengals, and we were part of the Punjab.
Were dead. Kinetic barriers
The
were
Raj.
down. Rael and I were alone on the bridge, and the Batarians had drawn off a tramp freighter.
Yeah, it's time for tea, you see, and we'd just gotten out some biscuits when the rotters came over the hill. Bunch of rotter Zulu warriors that are chasing around us.
Did you save the freighter?
Our ship was under orders to hold position, but Rael looked at me and said, "We're underage. You can't charge us for breaking formation." He took the helm, I took weapons, and we brought that freighter back. The crew called us heroes.
Major
Well,
hero.
called us idiots.
Major Zero.
They slapped medals on our suits, then kicked us off to pilgrimage a bit earlier than usual. That's Rael for you.
It sounds like we're dealing with more politics than just Tali bringing back equipment.
You noticed that, did you?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty
Tali's
subtle,
father
but I
wasn't
guess
just
not.
running weapons tests on the Geth for fun. He was looking for something to give us an edge when we attacked the Geth in full-scale war.
I know Father wanted to retake the homeworld someday, but are we that close?
Not
I don't know, kid. We almost had the votes. We just need to give people hope for victory.
I hope the Quarian people find some place to live, Admiral. But it sounds like you're playing with fire.
We're too comfortable now, Shepard. We've got the largest fleet in the galaxy and we just ride around doing nothing.
You know, I had noticed that.
To help fight the Reapers, Admiral.
Then we need a world to shelter our non-combatants while we do it.
It's awfully risky for you to think about having non-combatants.
Thanks for the information.
Hang
Thanks
in there,
about
kid.
big man.
Thank you, Admiral.
And Admiral Douche Nozzle.
Judging by your ability to play to a crowd, human, I have done Tali a favor by stripping Vas Nima from her name.
Commander Shepard, this is Admiral Zalcoris Vas Quib-Quib. Do
Quib
not
Quib?
ask about the name.
I take
Oh,
no pleasure
sorry.
in this, Tali, truly. But you have gravely endangered and dishonored our fleet.
I guess I wasn't supposed to ask about the name. Notice that, did
You
you?
and the other admirals appear to have some disagreements beyond Tali's trial.
You are correct. Tali, I apologize for it being brought into your proceedings.
Hey,
The
he's
other
wearing the
admirals are
Quarian
pushing
version of
for war.
Ashley's Fairy Princess
Tali'Zorah
armor.
was researching new weapons to use against the Geth. They would see our fleet destroyed in the skies over our homeworld, rather than find a new colony and adapt.
He favors peace? He sounded like the warmonger of the group. Obviously, Commander McBragg we talked to a minute ago is the biggest warmonger, but...
Can the Quarians coexist with the Geth after all your history?
I don't know. We all deserve to find out. They are our children, Shepard. We have
Oh,
all
he's
done
the, quote,
horrible
Geth
things to
apologist.
each other, but it has to end. For both groups. That is why I cannot sanction whatever experiments you helped enable, Tali'Zorah. I believe this message needs to be sent.
I understand, Admiral. I do not agree with you, but I understand.
Yeah, see, actually, it's weird because he's like super hostile towards Tali. And, I make fun of like they throw in these, oh, let's come up with something really dramatic and deep, but make sure it's like sitcom-esque and that we all get back to square one and no real story progression takes place at the end, all the optional side missions and stuff. They set themselves up where they have all this optional content to give the world more flavor, but none of it can really matter very much if it's all optional. So you have stuff like, anyway. But, and you got really silly ones like, Jacob's dad's feeding retardo food to women and making them sex slaves. But sometimes they actually get pretty interesting, and we've got a character who was presented to us in a pretty unflattering light, because he was openly hostile towards a character who has been always presented to us as being, you know, so the word I'm looking for, not just likable, but I'm blanking. I don't have my words. My words have left me. But yeah, we're meant to like Tali. We're meant to sort of side with Tali, and this guy doesn't like Tali. But then we talk to him, and he's the only one. And this is like one of Tali's kind of drawbacks, I guess. This is the first game where there's hint, because we're not fighting the Geth nonstop the whole time, although they're still out there. And something I had in the back of my mind during Mass Effect 1, which they're just here starting to hint at, is in this game about everybody getting together and getting along and all being friends, which is like basically the main driving thread of 3, is trying to gather everybody together to be unified against this horrific threat. It's kind of odd that, to a certain extent, the Batarians and the Vorcha, but mostly the Geth, are out there, and nobody's even trying to make peace with them, even though everybody else, it's all about, you know, well, the Solarians and the Turians don't always see eye to eye, but in the end, we're all friends. And here's the only guy who's saying, at Quarians, who said anything along the lines of, hey, we created these sentient machines, and then apparently we tried to, like, wipe them out. When we realized they were sentient, we panicked and tried to kill them. Maybe we should be trying to find some kind of way to reconcile. So it's interesting, because he just wasn't portrayed in a very favorable light initially, but as you talk to him, he's actually kind of saying some stuff that potentially makes sense.
What exactly is your problem with my crew member, Admiral?
I respect Tali immensely. Her actions against Sarah are to be lauded. But, like her father, she wants nothing but the destruction of the Geth. The people we created. The people we wronged.
The Geth drove us from our homeworld.
Of course they did. We tried to kill them.
Here's the dirty Geth lover. Yeah, it's easy for us, as people playing a, you know, me playing, you watching me play a sci-fi game in the abstract, to see this guy's point. But in fact, yeah, this would be like somebody, you know, we can all sit and, it's easy for us to sit and say things about how nasty, say, Japanese internment camps were, and do, like, you know, documentaries about how bad they were. And they were bad, and I'm not saying they weren't. But it was much harder for people to voice that opinion while it was going on in the middle of World War II. And this is a guy who's basically standing up in the middle of World War II and saying, hey, maybe these internment camp things aren't so good after all. And it's just a little bit harder for him to say that, and a little less popular than it might be, say, 50, 60, 70 years into a peace and friendship that the Geth and the Quarians might eventually strike.
You have a ship named Quib Quib?
Oh, here we go.
You told you not to
Our
ask
people
about
have,
that.
during difficult periods, purchased pre-owned vessels from other cultures, and have, on occasion, had difficulty altering the ship's registry information. The citizens of these foreign-named ships have borne the stigma of these names with grace and honor.
I just changed the damn name.
If it bothers you, maybe you should find another ship.
Oh no,
I
oh no.
occasionally entertain the idea of requesting a transfer. Something with a nice, respectable name, like the Defrons or the Ictomy. But I am proud of the Quib Quib, and I will not flee because of petty insults.
How can I mean, what's Quib? I don't even understand what planet Quib Quib would come from.
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
It's
Only
not as
that
nice
you
as the Quib
should have
Quib.
let us destroy it. When we find the evidence of what Tali and her father did there, any hope of convincing the other admirals will die.
I did not bring active Geth to the Alarai, Admiral. I know how dangerous that would be. I only brought pieces.
The captured ship with its crew slaughtered by living beings in pain belies your argument.
Boom! Sorry, Tali'Zorah, you just got old. So, Captain Quib Quib, is he our friend or is he our enemy? It remains to be seen. But we might find out more about this whole situation in the next video. I'm Mysterious JG. I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching. Please join me next time for further adventures on the Quib Quib. Bye-bye.